Alright guys, Jeff here. Sorry, I know it's been forever since I recorded a video. I've been kind of saving this for you guys. It's been a little while, so just wanted to get this out of the way so I can continue with my next projects. So this is the Softears Volume. Alright, let me just grab a couple things. Alright, so there are the faceplates. Alright, there we go. Softears Volume, you can see. Those are the faceplates. I already took one apart. Alright, so here's the second one, still encapsulated in resin. It's kind of cool looking. You got your dampener on the front there, that's for the BAs. The other nozzle there is for the dynamic driver. It's a 10mm beryllium dome. I have not been able to find this dynamic driver on AliExpress yet. I have a feeling it might be on like Taobao or something like that, but it's nowhere to find on AliExpress, so it's a little hard to get a hold of. So they're kind of valuable. Plus these were 300 bucks, so parts are going to be a little valuable, but I made a few discoveries, so I figured I'd share them with you guys. This is the crossover. It is a true three-way crossover, unlike a lot of other iems that just use a frequency divider. You can see here, let me just point it out for you real quick. Come on. Hello. So you can see there, so it says low, medium, high, and G for ground. Low being the dynamic driver, mid being, there we go, the mid BA there, and then high being the treble BA. So initially I thought these were two separate balanced armatures that were put into the shell together, because it actually, show you guys. So hi, if you haven't seen any of my videos yet, I make my own iems. I take iems apart, I experiment with tuning and several other things, but anyway, so initially I thought they were doing something like this. So this is from one of my iems, but basically it's two separate BAs that are glued together, and then you just slide a hose. So I buy tubing like this. You get it in bulk. There's different sizes of it. Apparently there's also different stiffnesses too, but this is IM tubing. This is made specifically for in-ear monitors. Come on. So anyway, so that's that. But yeah, I thought that they were just doing that and then, you know, putting it over the front of both nozzles there, but I was wrong. So here I'll show you. This is my balanced armature collection. Got a couple ESTs in there. Got a couple dual ESTs. A couple quad ESTs. I have this is all my E-audio, or like no brand name balanced armatures in here. I have all my brand new Knowles drivers and brand new Sonian single BA drivers in here. I have some drivers that were new, but were used in other IM projects, like failed projects that I pulled to reuse in other projects. So I have some cheap Knowles drivers. I have some Sonian drivers. For example, these right here. These are from the main grid T. Oh, come on, you stupid thing. There you go. These are from the main grid T. Alright. These are from the main grid T. So I pulled those out of an IEM. I have some other cheap ones that I bought that I tried out and just didn't like the IEM, so I disassembled it and reharvested them. I have some BAs, for example. These are from a GS Audio IEM. A couple of these are really old Sonian drivers that I've never seen before, so I wanted to hang on to them and test them out. I have some brand new Sonian drivers. I have some Knowles drivers. Let's see, what else do I got? Yeah, that's it, about it. And then I got some parts here from some various items that I took apart. Really, really expensive ones. I'll show you this real quick. This is my dynamic driver collection. I have some, oh, there's one DLC. I have a carbon nanotube. This is from the Olina. I have, what is this? These are some drivers that were gifted to me. I have not had a chance to really use them yet. I bought a couple JVC drivers that have a wood dome, and these were included. The seller gave me these because I guess I bought the last pair, so because he couldn't sell me any more pair, he just gave me those. I have some milky white, I assume LCP dome, some kind of plastic polymer dome. I can actually show you what the dome looks like. So this is what the dome looks like. So that's the dome from these right here. They sound, there you go. They sound okay. They're a little slow. They're okay. I have some more carbon nanotube. These are really cool looking. These are super sharp looking. Anyway, got a couple of those. And I got some more carbon nanotube. If you're wondering what this is suited up, ready to go inside an IEM. So this is the tube that's inside the shell. This little plastic cap here just takes the sound from the driver and funnels it down the tube. This little sticker right here, this is just a pressure relief. It's a little pressure relief vent. But anyway, where I was going with that, sorry, before I was showing off my collection, talking about the Softears Volume. So I want to take this apart for you guys, show you what's inside. But before I do that, I just want to show you the drivers themselves. So I have the free drivers. So that's the dynamic driver, and you can see the beryllium coating. It's like a washed out metallic gray looking color. So that's a real beryllium, but the beryllium is on the inside because it's super toxic, so that's why it's kind of dull and washed out looking. But yeah, so that's beryllium dome. And this is what I found, what I discovered inside. So this is a combination balanced armature. It's still there's still two units. So you have a mid and a high. So there's your mid, there's your high. But instead of two spouts and then using a tube to combine the two or something to combine the two, these only have one spout. Okay, so you see, still 2 BA. You see there's still solder pad for each one. But anyway, so when I came across these, I said, wow, that looks really familiar. Like, man, that balanced armature looks super familiar. So I'm like, huh, okay. Well, turns out these are E-Audio. E-Audio or A-Audio. I guess they're like the same company. But I buy a lot of their balanced armatures. I have a whole crap ton in that little box there. But yeah, so that's what these are. And if you look on the bottom, you see those two dots. See the dot there and there, so that's kind of a signifier. And then there's little notches. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 notches, and then the soldering terminals. There's a lot of solder on them, so they're hard to see, but they have these little gaps. There's like a little U-shaped gap on them. But anyway, so yeah, so I was like, oh wow, okay. For anybody that doesn't know, E-Audio are used in like KZ iems, TRN uses them, everybody uses them. A lot of like really high-end companies use them. So you might say, well, if they're cheap BA, why do expensive iems use them? Well, the thing is, they're actually really good, some of them. Not all of them, but a lot of them are really good and have great applications if you're trying to save some money, you know, or you want to increase your margins, but you still want really good sound quality. Companies like Belzing, I'm not a fan of. I don't like their BA. I think their BA have way too much timbre. They do sound less sharp, I should say, some of their BA. Like the E-Audio, they're not like aggressive or anything, but they do sound a bit sharp. Some of them do have a little bit of timbre, but it's not like Belzing. Belzing are just like ridiculous compared to these. So anyway, the reason why I wanted to show you that is because I picked up these. Okay. Does that look familiar? But what's that? Oh, there's some markings on there. Well, friends, this, if I could get this off without breaking something. Alright. This is the same balanced armature set. Okay. It has the same response. Well, not this one. This one's a little bit different because I chose the wrong model. This is actually a little bit different model. But yeah, this is basically the same thing as what you saw with the Softears Volume. Okay, I'm telling you, they're identical, and they graph like really close. So when I took the Softears Volume apart, I bypassed the crossover and just took raw measurements from the balanced armatures, and lo and behold, yeah, these are super close. So anyway, I'm going to rebuild the Softears Volumes in these shells, and I don't know if these shells look familiar to you. Okay, I know you see that. Where'd it go? I don't know if that looks familiar. But I copied them. I took the shells and I copied them so I could use them for my own purposes. So this is the exact same shell as the Softears Volume, same size, same shape, same in all dimensions. Come on, you stupid focus. So you see? Alright, see that? So yeah, so I copied it. This is mine. Softears Volume right here. But yeah, so I was I was gonna make some other iems with these, and I just kept thinking to myself, like, oh, what do I want to put in them? Like, what do I want to? Do I want to make a really nice IEM? Because I have some bone conduction drivers too. But I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll fuck around and I'll rebuild the Softears Volume, but instead of the e-audio BA, I'll use Knowles BA because I have the crossover and everything. They're ready to go. So I was like, yeah, I'll do that, but I'll do it in a different shell. So without further ado, my battery is getting ready to die, so I'm going to take this sucker apart now. What I do a lot of times is I'll use wire strippers because the teeth grip onto the resin and allow me to cut it. And then I also have side cutters. Now there are other ways that you can take apart iems without really damaging the resin. But the problem is you destroy the drivers. So you can always take like paint thinner. What do they call it? Whatever paint thinner is, you guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, you take some of that and you can use that to liberate the glue. These are not glued in, I don't think. I think they actually used resin and they just dripped a little bit in the tube before they put the drivers in, which is something that I do. It's not good for shock absorption, but it works really well in securing the drivers, and it's almost impossible to get them out. So, but anyway, yeah, I just get a nice pair of side cutters and just start cutting off chunks of resin. So here you can see the dampener in there. Pretty cool. That's for the dynamic driver. So you can see the nozzle comes out. Where's it at? You can see the nozzle comes out, goes down, and then it splits off right here, goes back up, and then that's the pressure relief for the speaker. And I won't go into detail right now about what it does. It does a lot more than just relieves pressure. It has a lot to do with tuning too. Liveliness of mids, width of stage, and imaging. But yeah, so the dampener has a lot to do with a lot of stuff. It's definitely critical for tuning. So yeah, there we go. You guys can see that a little better. Alright, so I exposed a little bit of the dynamic driver. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a scalpel or like a X-Acto knife, and I'm just going to kind of wedge it in where I can fit it, and I'm just going to gently pry up on the speaker. I don't want to damage it. You know what? There we go. So basically the goal is to get the resin free, like liberate the drivers without damaging them. So if you look there, you can see one perfectly healthy driver. It should be perfectly intact. The glue looks alright. A lot of times on these speakers, what will happen is when you pick at them and try to get them out, or you use the method like I said with the paint thinner, it'll loosen up this glue here, and they're little teeny tiny little microscopic, not microscopic, but they're tiny little wires that go to the voice coil. So if you even nick these at all, it'll kill the dynamic driver. So it's imperative that you're extremely careful when doing anything around this area here, and you'll always know by whichever side the glue is on the PCB. So if you're like picking around, sometimes I'll pick around the dynamic driver with a razor knife. So I'll use a razor knife like this, and I'll scrape around it inside the shell to liberate it. But whenever you get to this point right here, that's when you got to be extremely careful, because if you even nick that, it's pretty much worthless. And that's the cause of a lot of dynamic drivers not working. It's from those wires being broken, even straight out of the factory. I mean, they're so... oh shit. Oh well. See, what happened is I just broke the resin off, and the nozzle came with the resin. So in order for me to even use these again, I would have to try to glue that back on, which is possible. It's not impossible. I might do it, or I might just buy new ones. I don't know. Who knows? But I'm also planning on 3D printing my own shells from now on. I'm just waiting to get a PC to do it with. And once I start 3D printing my own shells, then I won't even need a nozzle on a BA. But if you ever wondered what the balanced armature looks like without the nozzle, it's literally just a tiny little slit. And this is where all the sound comes from. So, come on, focus. Focus. There we go. Oh, that works great. Yeah, you see those two nozzles? So that's where the treble comes out of. And that other one right there. That's where the mids come out of. And this is pretty much a combination of a 29689 and a 30095. In my IEM, I use a 29689 and a 50060, and then I use another speaker for the upper treble. But yeah, so basically these hybrid or combination BA, this is the combination they use. So it's 29689 usually and 30095. But yep, that's it. So I just want to show you guys. This is what's inside the Softears volume. We'll take one more look at it. So this is the crossover here. You got a couple capacitors. You got 3 resistors. You got one there, there, and there. And then you got another capacitor here and 2 more resistors there. So I believe what they're doing is they have a low-pass filter on the mid-BA, or like a notch filter on the mid-BA. They have a low-pass filter, so notch filter on the mid-BA, a low-pass filter on the dynamic driver, and then they have a high-pass filter on the little triple BA there. And that's what all this circuitry consists of. And this is called RC filters. RC stands for resistor and capacitor. It's just the name in circuit design. So you got LC and RC. So LC is oh shit, what do you call it? Inductor. So L stands for inductor. So you have LC, which is inductor, capacitor, and then you have RC, which is resistor, capacitor. And this combination has its limitations, but it functions in a small size. Inductors are getting pretty small, but they're not quite small enough to use inside iems. I started playing around with them, but I haven't spent enough time yet, and I need to buy more off of AliExpress, different values and whatnot, to see if I can use some of them. But I've heard that they they affect the time domain too much, which is another reason why they don't use them in iems. So that's why you see a lot of the RC or resistor capacitor setups. So, and then this is the aftermath. I'll just show you guys real quick. And then I also have, if my phone doesn't die. So I looked around, I found most of the pieces to the other side. And I just kind of like glued it together. It looks like an art project. It's like missing half the shell. It was in a bunch of pieces, but I just like kept picking up pieces from around my room. So I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll hang on to that. It'll be a little trophy. So, and if you guys think I'm crazy, no, I'm not. I do this for a reason. It's fun. I learn a lot about it. I harvest the parts. I learn from the designs. Honestly, the $300 that I spent on this IM, the amount of information that I learned from this design right here is enough to garner me $300 worth. So, and the fact that I'm starting to sell my own IMs, I mean, it's worth it 100 times over. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll just give you one other look real quick before I go. So I got a bunch of dynamic drivers I just bought. I've been testing them out. Let's see, got a few different types here. Got some here. These came inside the nozzle. Got some is it graphene? I'm not sure what that is. I got some beryllium coated, which are right here. These are beryllium. These other ones right here, I'm not sure what these are, but they're actually pretty decent. And then, what else do I got? Yeah, this is my crazy, messy workbench. So, if you ever want to know what a mad scientist's workbench looks like, this is it. This is where the magic happens. And then I come up with a lot of shit that looks like this. And then it doesn't really improve from this stage very much. It just kind of sits here for a little bit until I decide to put it back on it. So, anyway, with that being said, here's the shells I'm printing right now. Maybe? Are you going to show me? Yep, there you go. So there's some shells that I'm printing inside there. So, alright guys, be easy. Have a great day. Stay safe out there. And I hope you have a great weekend. See you.